For the last 20 months, this man's voice on national television and one rebel group in Yemen have terrorized the world.
The Yemeni armed forces warn all companies to cease their dealings with Israeli enemy ports starting from the moment this statement is announced. After Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Assad regime in Syria, the Houthis are almost the last arm of Iran's axis of evil.
The Houthis have announced that they are not, or they've announced to us at least, that they don't want to fight anymore. They just don't want to fight.
Our operations will continue to target the depths of the Israeli entity in occupied Palestine.
The Red Sea is one of the world's busiest trade corridors, handling nearly 12% of global commerce, and the Houthis have brought it to a near standstill. We have heard all of this before, but what's changed is the growing pressure on Israel to end its war in Gaza. So if in the coming days, weeks, or months, the war does end, will the Houthis stop? We can't say for sure, but one Mideast country might. Can Saudi Arabia help end Houthi menace in Yemen? Why has MBS not used the war to quash the Houthis? And can Donald Trump convince MBS otherwise? I'm Ananya Dutta. Let's begin this episode of Grey Zone. In the year 2015, without any prior office experience, Mohammed bin Salman was appointed the defense minister of Saudi Arabia. And the first thing he did after taking office was launch a war with neighboring Yemen. A year before this, the Iran-backed Houthis had taken over the capital city of Sana'a. MBS's aim was to put an end to the regional headache. His foreign policy then surprised many, but was backed by the US, the UK, France, and Canada. The war hasn't officially ended, but it's not all bad. In 2022, a UN-brokered ceasefire brought relative calm. By 2023, Saudi Arabia and the Houthis were holding direct peace talks, with Oman mediating. That same year, China stepped in to facilitate another round of dialogue. Then came October 7th. Hamas, cousins of the Houthis, attacked Israel. Many expected the fallout to strain Saudi-Houthi ties. Because think about it, the Houthis paralyzed Red Sea shipping, coming in direct fire from Israel, the US, the UK, and Europe. It seemed like the perfect moment for Saudis to land its decisive blow. And the facts are on their sides. If there's a Mideast army that can crush the Houthis, it is the Saudis. And there are three major reasons for this. First, they have past battleground experiences with the Houthis. And if the last 20 months have taught us anything, it is that the airstrikes can only be used as defense, not an offense. So ground troops are needed. Second, a strong military. Saudi's military has 480,000 soldiers on active duty and another 325,000 reservists. It has an annual budget of about $70 billion, a large fleet of advanced attack aircraft, nearly 1,000 tanks, and thousands of armored personnel carriers. Third, motive. Iran has been funding proxy groups like the Houthis, Hamas, and Hezbollah to destabilize the region. For MBS to assume a positive regional posture, it needs to make sure the catalyst is neutralized. So then the question is, what is stopping MBS? The answer is he himself. It isn't MBS's weakness driving this decision, but his strength. The Saudi kingdom is in a very comfortable position right now. It has the largest economy in the Mideast. The West has forgotten Jamal Khashoggi, and MBS is busy moving away from the oil sector. The Saudi crown prince has consciously kept the lines of communication with the Houthis on, even after the Red Sea attack started. The past has taught him better than to jump in a ship headed by Israel and the US. The 2019 Aramco attacks could be seen as a major turning point. Two oil installations came under attack by the Houthis. Feeling betrayed by the Americans, Riyadh quickly recalibrated its foreign policy. Over the following years, it sought diplomatic solutions instead of relying on Washington to come to its rescue. Throughout this current war, Riyadh has spoken to the Houthis, to Iran, at the same time with the US. We in fact recently did a story on how MBS is the only one who can put an end to the war in Gaza. He can give everyone what they want and still manage to get the biggest piece of the cake. You can check it out in our description. Another big reason is MBS has no time or appetite to embroil his country in another conflict with the Houthis. His number one priority is protecting Saudi Arabia. And his brainchild, Vision 2030, is proof of that. An extensive reform plan intended to diversify the national economy. So then the big question is, can Trump convince Saudis to take on the Houthis? Something that will definitely make Israel happy. Experts say Riyadh is feeling smug. The kingdom has long warned Washington about the dangers of the Houthis acquiring more advanced drone capabilities and gaining control of areas close to the Red Sea. But nothing much changed. Now that Washington is in the Houthis' firing line, Riyadh sees no reason to join it there. The only trigger point here could come from the Houthis itself. They have not shied away from voicing their criticism of the Abraham Accords, one that the US brokered between Israel and a handful of Arab countries. There is visible pressure on Saudis to take the same course. If and when Riyadh decides to resume normalization talks with Israel, the kingdom could once again become a prime target for the rebels. So Mohammed bin Salman has spent the last decade rewriting the rules of Saudi foreign policy, and for once, restraint is part of the strategy. He knows the old ways. Wars and alliances won't guarantee security, but leverage might. The question now isn't just whether the Houthis will stop, it's whether anyone can make them. Israel can't, the US hasn't, and the only player who can is the one staying silent. And that silence seems to be the leverage in this geopolitical chess. Until next time, I'm Ananya Dutta. You've been watching Grey Zone.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.